Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're going to go over 3 order of operations problems. Let's go ahead and close those computers, please. This one over here is on the order of operations assignment, and I noticed that several people missed it, so I want to go through and figure out why we missed it. We're going to start with this one on the left. We're going to go left to right because that's how you read, so I thought it'd be cool to go that way. We have x equals 120 minus 3 times 15 plus 2 times 20. This one was missed on the, these two got confused on the order of operations questions that you had in the paper. So I want to talk about the difference between these two, because a lot of people thought this was the answer for one of them when this was the answer for it. So I want to talk about it. Let's see, Zane, what do I start with on this first problem?
120.
Okay, where do I start working?
Oh, you start working with 120 plus 2.
Okay, Emma, where do I start working?
Oh, wait.
3 times 15.
3 times 15. We start with our grouping symbols. Emma, what's 3 times 15?
45.
45. I'm going to always bring down what I haven't used, because this is where my problem arose yesterday for those of you doing this problem. Everybody that did this problem knew, I think it was how much money was left or something like that. I don't remember the wording of it. But everybody could figure out what x was. If it just said, what is x? Y'all could have done it. But once you have to start checking the equation, that's where we picked the wrong equation. Silas, what do I do next? 2 times 20. Which is what, Silas? 40. Now I bring down what I haven't used before. And Courtney, what do I do next? Subtraction and addition are the same step. So I work from left to right on that. Work from left to right. Susankia, what is 120 subtract 45?
75.
75? We're all agreeing, right? Yeah. Okay. We bring down what we haven't used yet. We have 75 plus 40. And we need to do 75 plus 40, and that is what, Brenley?
115.
115. Okay, so if we were doing this problem, and a lot of you picked the wrong answer on this problem, on this particular problem, because these were 2 of the choices. And if I look which one it was, the problem reads, where is the, oh, this is the wrong one. The problem looks like, all right, so the problem says Christina and Clarissa have a lemonade stand. On Saturday, they bought 120 lemons to make lemonade. Christina used 15 lemons each hour for 3 hours, and Clarissa used 20 lemons each hour for 2 hours. Which equation can be used to find x, the number of lemons they have left? Well, this was the answer that was picked by several people. They just randomly picked that answer. Well, they looked at it and thought it made sense, but if you'd have solved it, you would see that they're saying x equals 115 lemons. Did they have 115 lemons left. Does that answer make any sense? If they used 15 lemons an hour for 3 hours, and then they used 20 lemons an hour for 2 hours, does it make sense for them to have 115 lemons left? Are we listening at all? It does not. So now let's look at the actual answer. And remember, she starts with 120 lemons. She uses 15 an hour for 3 hours, 20 an hour for 2 hours. And our goal is to find out how many lemons they have left. So if we start with this, Eli, where do I start with this problem? 3 times 15. And 3 times 15 is what, Eli? 45. Now we bring down what we haven't used yet. And next we go where? Zoe.
2 times 20.
2 times 20. Which is what, Zoe?
40.
40. All right, now we have 120. We subtract 45. We subtract 40. Drea, where do I go next? Good. 120. Subtract 45, which is what, Drea? 75. Then we subtract 40, which is what, Carter? 35. Problems where you're selecting the correct equation. Really, honestly, you shouldn't miss very many of these, if any, if you work them out. Because I got about 75% of people did this question and then didn't go back, put this answer, and didn't go back and see if which equation can be used to find x, the number of lemons they have left. This would mean she only used 5 lemons. So you have to ask yourself, self, does this make sense? And yourself should say, it does not make sense. It makes more sense that they have 35 lemons left. Okay, now we're going to do this problem because it was on the order of operations assignment. And somebody emailed me last night with a question on it. They thought it was 10 and it's 14, or they thought it was 14 and it's 10. I don't remember which. All right, so we're going to start this with Rylan. Where do I start first?
2 times 4.
2 times 4, which is what, Rylan?
8.
8. So I have 10 minus 8 plus 12. What do I do next, Caden? 10 minus 8, which is 2. Then I do plus 12. And Kaylee, what is 2 plus 12? 14. So a lot of people they did this first. They got, I don't know how they got what they got, to be honest with you. But I think they probably did the addition first and got 10 plus 12 is 20. And then I don't know how they subtracted 10 minus 20, but I'm just saying. Okay, so these are 3 things we need to look at. Make sure on the problems where they're saying which equation can be used. If you think you know the right equation, then solve that equation. Check that equation and then see if the answer you get makes sense. Nobody should have picked this answer if they would have solved the equation to see if their answer made sense. Questions? Awesome sauce. Now we're going to do a quick, yes ma'am.
When you post the thing where you said, like, you start with the things that are